everybody, welcome back to Ginatopia. Well, I should have done this before I got started. I need a beauty wipe because this is going to be a long, messy video. Miss Bells is here. Aren't you, Miss Bells? So, we are going to do today, I have been asked to tell you all what my favorite top 10 palettes are. And I thought I'd go ahead and do it and let you know what my favorite top 10 videos are. And you might want to purchase some of these for Christmas presents. You may want to ask for these for Christmas presents. And just thought we'd go ahead and do that. Bella says, if you've not already subscribed to Mommy, be sure to hit the little red subscribe button. And be sure to hit the notification bell so you get notified every time Mommy uploads a video. So yeah. Say be sure to give us a thumbs up and a share. Yeah, and let me get this baby some treats so I can get her out of our way so we can start talking palettes. So here you go, baby. There you go. Alright, now we're going to have her occupied for just a little bit. I'm going to go through my top 10 palettes. Now, these are in no particular order except maybe for the last couple. But let's just get started. Believe it or not, in my top 10 is the Modern Renaissance. You all know I have loved this palette since it came out, or since I bought it. You know I was late to the game getting on this palette train, but I love this palette. Let me show you why I love this palette so much. I have it on my eyes today. What I plan on doing is, within the next few weeks, doing videos showing you each one of these palettes and why I love them so much by doing a couple eye looks. I got Bella hair on me, so I'm sorry. But here is the beautiful palette. As you can see, mine has taken a beating. It's like a Timex. It's taken a licking and it's kept on ticking. Only the people who grew up in the 70s knows that commercial. But anyway, some of my favorite shades in here are Golden Ochre and Love Letter. So let me just swatch these on my hand and let you see how beautiful these are. I'm not sure you can see that Golden Ochre, but it's a beautiful gold color right there. Anyway, I love these eyeshadows. They are so creamy, and I just love this eyeshadow palette. Now, I know that all the rage isn't on this palette now that it once was, but I still love this palette. I still use this palette, and it's not going anywhere. It's staying in my collection, in my favorite top 10, and I'm loving on the Modern Renaissance. Another one of my favorite top 10 is the Subculture palette. I know this palette got a lot of bad reviews and a lot of bad hype, but if you use it gently and don't dig your brush into it, you can come out with some of the most beautiful looks you have ever gotten with this palette. There are greens, there's a tan, there's browns, there are oranges, there are golds. There is everything you'd want in a palette in this palette, and I love it. Look at that palette. It is absolutely beautiful. So let me color swatch a few of these colors here for you and let you just see for yourself some of these stunning colors in this palette. I know everybody's probably already seen them. They've heard all the bad hype about them, but I absolutely love this palette. And if you love a good all-around palette, this is it. Now, these are pressed pigments, so you do have to use just a little finesse to get this palette to work. It is not a beginner's palette. This is for somebody who knows a little bit more on how to apply eyeshadow, but this palette is absolutely beautiful. And you may want to check at your Marshalls or your TJ Maxx because this palette has been seen there for $24.99, and I absolutely adore that palette. So, in my top 10, I didn't put my little plastic shield back on it. I don't know why I keep those. OCD, I guess. They're supposed to protect your mirror and everything. So, anyway, that way if your mirror gets cracked, it keeps it from getting into your eyeshadow. So, I guess maybe that's why I do. Another one of my top 10 palettes is another ABH palette. It is the Soft Glam palette. This palette, I would say, would be in my top 3. I absolutely adore this eyeshadow palette. To me, it is class in a palette, and I adore it. As you can see, mine has taken all kinds of beating. It has definitely been used. This palette is so stunning. I absolutely love the Dusty Rose, the Burnt Orange, and the Bronze, and the Sultry. I mean, there are so many beautiful shades in this palette. It is hard just to pick a few to show you. Love, love, love this palette. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. Every time I use this palette, I get so many compliments. And to me, this is the perfect wedding palette. It's the perfect palette if you're going to a special event. There are so many looks that you can get out of this palette. It is just absolutely beautiful. And I adore it. I think it is class in a palette. And I just absolutely love it. So, Soft Glam, absolutely gorgeous. Those palettes retail for $54 each, and I love them. Now this one kind of surprised me that I consider this in my top 10, because I always thought that I loved the semi-sweet better than I liked the original chocolate bar. And then I kind of got to looking at them, and I had done a look at this one a while back, and I've repeated the look several times. I was did a collab with one of my friends, and our collab was take a palette, one of our favorite palettes, and use some of the colors that we least like. Well, I used the purples and the plums in this palette, and I loved that eye look. And a couple of the other girls who watched my video said that they loved the eye look too, and they have actually worn it themselves. So I have used this palette more and more and more since I have used those purples and plums in this palette, and I realized that actually this palette works for me better than the semi-sweet, which I always thought I liked the semi-sweet better. But I realized I don't use the pink in here, I don't use the blue in here, so the original chocolate bar turns out to work for me better. So that goes into my top 10. Another palette that goes into my top 10 that I absolutely adore is the IT Cosmetics Naturally Pretty palette. Now this palette is grungy looking. I have used and abused this palette, and you will see when I open it up how many shades. I have hit pan on Sheer Joy, just about hit pan on Love, a Soft Light, a Violet, All Heart, Soulful. This palette has had so much love, and it is an all matte palette except for this one shade right down here, which is a transforming shade. You put that shade across any of these eyeshadows and it makes them satin. So it actually doubles the eyeshadows you've got in this palette. And doesn't get as much love on YouTube as I would give it. So if anybody's got one of these palettes and they don't like it and they want to sell it, you let me know. I'll buy it from you because I adore that palette. So that goes into my top 10. So that is 5. So we're halfway of my top 10. Next in my top 10 would be the Kat Von D Shade and Light. Now I like this palette so much that I have bought 2 of them. I've got the old packaging and I have the new packaging. And I recently bought this one at Marshall's for $27.99. I was in there at Marshall's the other night and they had the one with the glitter in it. This one is all mattes and they have one that's all glitters. But that one didn't appeal to me. This eyeshadow palette is, to me, one of the perfect eyeshadow palettes because it's broken up into quads, so there is no guessing on how to do your eyeshadow. This goes all over your eyelid, and then you've got, you know, your eyeshadows. It gives you a little card inside telling you how to use them. So it's the perfect palette for anyone just getting started doing makeup, for anyone who knows how to do makeup. This shade right here, Lazarus, is one of my all-time favorite shades. I can put that shade just all over my lid and a little bit of mascara and I'm ready to go. It's a perfect shade for me. I love it. It's a great weekend shade and I love it. So Kat Von D, don't necessarily agree with her lifestyle, but I'm not living her life, and I think she makes some good eyeshadows. So, as I said before, there were several eyeshadow palettes that I really liked that I would have liked to have mentioned, but they were limited edition or no longer available. So I only wanted to mention eyeshadows that are currently available. So if you're looking to buy Christmas presents or looking to request a Christmas present, anything that I'm mentioning should be still available. Next is the Urban Decay Naked Petite Heat. Now you're saying, why didn't you mention the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette? Well, to me, this one is a better palette. It's only $29. It's got 6 shades, and it's everything you need in one compact little palette that fits in the palm of your hands, easy to put in your purse and carry in your makeup bag, because it will fit in basically any little makeup bag. This is a very small little makeup bag. Easy to check in that, where one of the larger eyeshadow palettes don't fit in this makeup bag. So I love it for that reason. It's got 6 shades. They're all matte except for this one little shimmer shade right here, and it just is the perfect palette for a great fall look. And I love this shade right here called, what is that called? Wild Thing. Wild Thing. I think I love you. I know I love it, because look at that. That is beautiful. Love it. So this is just the perfect little palette. I love it. If I had bought this before I bought the big one, I wouldn't have bought the big one, because this is perfect for everything that I need in that beautiful rust tone shades of eyeshadow. Well, I've got an eyeshadow right there from my last video. So I'll just wipe that off. But I love the Naked Petite Heat. And for $29, that is a steal. And these were on sale on Black Friday for $14.50, which made it an even bigger steal. My next eyeshadow is probably my favorite all-time ever Too Faced palette, and it is the Just Peachy Mattes palette. This palette is everything. I think I could get rid of all of my other Too Faced palettes and keep this one. Now, why did I not mention the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette? Because I like this one better than I like this one. This one is all mattes. This one is not. This one has a larger variety to me of eyeshadows, and I love it. Love, love, love it. I asked for this one last year for Christmas. I got a gift card instead of the palette, and I went and bought it, and I love it. I think the packaging is gorgeous. I love the little peaches on the end. I think it is beautiful, and smells so good. And look at the shades in that. Are they not beautiful? Talk dirty to me. Ah, love it. My favorite shade in here is called Peach Sangria. It has a little shimmer to it, and look at that shade. Gorgeous. It makes the fat lady sing. So I love this palette, and like I said, this is my favorite Too Faced palette of all times. I love, love, love that. I have a couple other Too Faced palettes that I have given away, and this one will never be given away. It is mine, mine, mine. So, I am down to 2 palettes in my top 10, and I love the Tarte Tartelette palette. Now, a lot of people would say you're crazy because the Tartelette in Bloom is so much better. Okay, that's personal preference. The Tarte Tartelette palette is gorgeous, let me tell you. But the reason I prefer the Tarte Tartelette palette over the one in Bloom is because this is an all matte palette. Aging eyes really don't need that much shimmer around them. They need more mattes. So this is the perfect palette for me. I've got neutrals, I've got my browns, I've got my plums. Look at this plum shade right here. And they're like butter. Butter, baby. They smell like vanilla. Butter. Look at this plum. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I love this palette. And you can see that it has definitely got some use from Mommy. Love this palette. But if you do prefer more shimmers, you may want to go for the Tartelette in Bloom. But anyway, you will not be disappointed. This formula is amazing. I love Tarte formula, and I can't brag on it enough. I eventually may get the Tartelette in Bloom. I have been kind of eyeing that palette, but I love it. So check out either the Tartelette palette or the Tartelette in Bloom. It's according to your preference, or whether you like an all matte palette or whether you like a palette with shimmers. Either one, you can't go wrong. And last but not least, in my top 10 favorite palettes right now in my collection, and like I said, I don't buy every palette that comes on the market because there are so many. Palettes are expensive, and I hate wasting them. That's the reason I do declutters twice a year. In between, I will give palettes and stuff away. And I did return the Venus 3. And if I return a palette, you know there was something wrong, but I did return that one. This palette, I am going to buy a backup because this baby is everything to me. This is the Jaklyn Hill Morphe palette in Dark Magic. Now, my last declutter, I got rid of all of my Morphe palettes, including my large Jaklyn Hill. Just didn't like them. Everybody thought I was crazy. I just didn't like them. You know, we all have things we like. We all have things we don't like. Those were things I just didn't like. Those huge, massive palettes, I'm over them. I sit down and I only use a couple shades out of each one. So to me, they're a waste. And the only large palette that I've got that I use on a regular basis is my BH Cosmetics palette, because they're not all one color tone. These are just amazing. I love BH Cosmetics. This one should have been in my top 10. This one probably, yeah, this one should have been in my top 10 also. So we're gonna have honorable mention. We're gonna have honorable mention. But anyway, this Morphe palette by Jaklyn Hill, let me tell you, if you love greens like I love greens, this is the palette for you. I cannot believe she redeemed herself in my eyes with this palette. This is the shade Potion, the shade Trickery, and the shade Inside Job, and the shade Busted. Oh, I will even wear that teal shade. Let me show you these shades right here. And they are soft and creamy and delicious. Let me show you. Look at those on my fingers. Look at those. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I love this palette. And like I said, for $15, heck yeah, I am buying a backup, because the first week I bought that palette, I could not put it down. I played with it. I wore it every day. I'd come home from work. I'd sit in here and play with it and try different eye looks. I love this palette. So if you love greens, you definitely need the Dark Magic palette. Okay. I said 10 palettes. Honorable mention, the BH Cosmetic Modern Neutrals. This has 28 colors. I love this palette. It was gifted to me by Susan Dotson. You have some brown shades. You've got orange and rust. You've got some pinks and browns. You've got plums and purples, and you've got grays and blues. I love this palette. I use this palette regularly, and it is just an amazing palette. And I can't brag on this palette enough. I have used and used and used it, and everybody that I have told about and they have bought it, let me see if I can get my arm around here so I can show you. There we go. Loves this palette too. So I guess I ended up showing you 11 palettes instead of 10. I'm not going to take any of them out of here. I love each and every one of these palettes. So if you like my video, give me a thumbs up and a share. I will list all these products down below, where you can get them, how much they cost. And I stand by each and every one of these palettes. And yes, I'm glad that I showed this one to you too, because I do love this one. This palette is $15. You can always get BH Cosmetics on sale. So I'm glad I did reach up and get a hold of this one, because that is an excellent palette. It's a great beginner palette. It's a great palette for anybody to have. BH Cosmetics has great cosmetics. And just look at this arm of shades. I mean, just stunning colors. And I love each and every one of these palettes. Thank you so much for watching my video. This was a requested video by a couple people, and I've also got a video requested of top favorite mascara, so I will get that video out. What I plan on doing is doing a video with a look from each one of these palettes within the next few weeks, so that you can see the looks that I get out of these palettes. And I've got a couple more requested videos to do, but if there's anything you'd like for me to do, just give me a little, send me an email, let me know. I also had someone give me a product that they want me to do on a Try It Tuesday. So I'm going to start doing this product on Try It Tuesday. It is Elizabeth Arden's Flawless Finish Mousse Makeup. So I'll be doing that on a Try It Tuesday. So I've got a lot planned. And like I said, if you like my video, give me a thumbs up and a share. If you've not already subscribed, be sure to hit the notification bell and the little button bell that says you'll get notified every time I upload a video. So I do hope you like my channel and check out these videos. And if you're looking for an inexpensive Christmas present for a lady, can't beat $15 for the Jaklyn Hill Thought Collection palettes. And that's just a really inexpensive, great gift if you're looking to go economical. If you have a large number of people to buy for, like I do, I can't recommend this palette enough. The other palettes are a little bit more pricey unless you go to Marshall's or TJ Maxx, and they're having some really good deals on some high-end palettes right now. But for $15, I really back that palette. For $15, I really back BH Cosmetics also. So check them out. Be sure to share the love, not the hate. And then Miss Bells is laying over there. She is full of treats, and I think she is ready for a little nappy. So share the love, not the hate.